Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? You already know who this is, man. This is the Golden Voice. This your boy Maul. You know what I'm saying? Coming through as usual. I got my boys with me. I want to welcome y'all to the Fade Hour. I know y'all may be trying to watch the finals, but hey, that thing about to go to halftime. So give us an hour of your time, man. And go ahead and get your drinks, get your smokes, get refocused, because y'all know we got to talk about Joshua and Ruiz. And also, since boxing's been kind of calm today, we just gonna just freestyle a little bit, man. But once again, thank y'all for listening to us. I'm gonna step aside and let my homeboys go ahead and introduce themselves. We're gonna get right into it.
What up, world? It's your boy News. I'm here. I'm calm. I'm relaxed. The reason I sound like this is because I haven't even been able to grind up my stuff yet. I ain't been able to put it in the bong. So I'm real alert right now. Vocals real prime. So we
Hey,
can get to it. By the time we get around to P finishing up his and whatever non-carbonated beverage he may be intaking today, I will already had a
non-alcoholic.
smoke in the air, so y'all gonna hear it.
Tropicana.
Tropicana P.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Smoke from Free Smoke Boxing. Today's actually a celebration day for me because I had a little bit of a change in career path. So,
Hey,
Yeah, good
yeah, what
stuff.
up?
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, brothers, and everyone out there that ever supported me. So, y'all gonna have edible smoke, flower smoke, and maybe even a little bit of whiskey smoke tonight. So holla
Whiskey
at me.
smoke.
Hey, and
yeah,
yo, there's a little bit of technical difficulties, so you may not hear me for a while, but it's all good.
yeah. What up, y'all? It's Pascal, the New England representative, and I'm chilling right now here. I got my stir fry with me, my stir fry, and also I got my glass of Merlot as usual because I got to wash this down. And even after the show, I may have another couple of, I may have another glass of wine because, although I can't really tell you what I do for a living, let's just say I was around a lot of people today and they were stressing me out. So, you know, I might have an after hours drink, That luckily that won't be recorded though. But let's get to this.
what up, y'all? You already know it's your boy P, repping Ringside Rave and Bodega Boxing. And right now I'm on my Beanie Siegel flow because I got the sun kiss. I got the sun kiss.
Ha, ha, ha.
Hey,
I think I had enough water to last me for the next 48 hours. I'm on my 25th piss break, so I'm gonna get with the deep bite carbonation of soda.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Hey, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and go around the room, man. We know Anthony Joshua is returning this week. As we spoke about a little bit on the last cast, has to fight Ruiz as opposed to Big Baby Miller. But yeah,
Boo.
um, that too.
Boo.
Not everybody is a fan of this fight. If you heard the press conference today, I didn't catch all of it, but they tried to hype it up as much as you can. Maurice looked like a happy-go-lucky. I'm happy to be here, get this payday
Yo.
kind of guy. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just want to see how y'all expect this to go. Can he pose any risk issues to Joshua? I mean, are we looking for a quick knockout? I mean, is it going to be 5 or 6 rounds? I just want to get y'all opinion on it.
So, let me start off by saying that if you guys actually saw visuals from the press conference, Andy Ruiz doesn't even look like a boxer. And so I think that Joshua is gonna give a brutal KO. Probably like 4 to 6 rounds, something like that. Um, but Ruiz just, I mean, he's not on the same level, and he doesn't even look like he's in shape. He looks like he's kind of in Chris Arreola shape. So I expect it to end quickly, and it's pretty much a showcase fight again.
I mean, my thoughts on it. I mean, well, the thing, Andy Ruiz has never been in shape. I mean, that's how he always looks. I mean, that's.
Hmm.
I mean, he'll either look smaller or larger, but I've never once seen a fight with him actually. I mean, that's how he is. But I mean, I will give Andy Ruiz a little respect because I mean he's never been dropped and he hasn't been stopped yet. So I mean, I do think that he could probably extend Joshua out a little bit, probably maybe around to the maybe 7th or 8th rounds, give or take. I mean, like I said, I mean, Ruiz does have a lot of, he does have some, yes, he has fast hands, he can punch, and he does know he does use his head. But yeah, like as I always talked about before, like I said, you always got to give yourself the best chance to win when you're actually in shape. I mean, skills are good, but when your body's optimal and working sync, then you can actually then you're really doing something. And I think with Andy Ruiz, this will probably be a roadblock against Joshua because I think Joshua has the advantages. I mean, he's a lot stronger. He has long reach and everything. So
knock him the fuck out.
But Andy Ruiz is Mexican. He will try to make a fight of it. That is for damn sure. He will do it. But I just think he's probably going to take too much punishment and will get stopped before round 8.
Do you think Ruiz will land a punch that will make people remember that shit?
Well, only if he drops him. I mean, he'll land on Joshua. I just don't know in what way it will be unless he knocks him down. If he knocks him down, then that's $1 million worth of publicity right there. Win, lose, draw.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Hell, he couldn't even knock down Joseph Parker. So, I can't use that logic, but I'm just saying I don't expect it to happen.
I mean, Dylan White landed that check left hook on Anthony Joshua, and that's pretty much what everyone remembers from that fight.
Yeah.
Even though
and that uppercut that got him out of there, though. Yeah, I'm about to say.
I mean, White was sent to the graveyard by that uppercut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, do I have to? Okay. You know what? When I saw the press conference, I thought to myself, am I watching boxing or wrestling? Because I wasn't sure if this was Andy Ruiz or Samoa Joe. That motherfucker is like, this is supposed to be the biggest fight of your life, and you come in looking like that? Yeah. This guy's going to get... Yeah, I know he always looks like that, but it's like, come on, this is the biggest fight of your life.
Man.
But the thing with
Come on, man.
He didn't get with this one. He didn't get a full training camp, though. I mean, he was
okay. He didn't get a full training camp, so he only ate 3 cheeseburgers instead of 5 this time. Like, I can't.
Andy Ruiz, like I said, I mean, he didn't even look like a boxer. He looks like that dude in your office that's like the weird guy that no one talks to, that's like 300 plus pounds, but it turns out he's like a professional boxer.
But the thing, though, I mean, he was active. Andy Ruiz just fought last month. I mean, he was. I mean, it wasn't like. And that's part of the reason why he probably took the fight, because his body is still in that mode. That's part of the reason why. But yeah, he didn't have like a full training camp or anything like that.
He probably took the fight because they paid him like $2 million.
Shit, who would?
I'm guessing. I mean,
how much is Ruiz getting for this fight?
I mean, he was on a PBC card, so being paid $2 million might actually be in the ballpark.
I mean,
whatever he get paid is going to be nice, though.
He's probably getting like Diet Charles Martin money, which is life-changing money. So
Charles Martin earned that payday, damn it.
Yeah, he did. $5 million in the bank.
I don't know. For this fight, I have it. Like I said, I blame the other baby for his PED usage for spoiling Anthony Joshua's debut in New York City. So Andy Ruiz stepping in. I mean, yeah, he is Joseph Parker's leftovers, but at the end of the day, you can't be picky when you're getting a last-minute meal. So we got no choice but to see Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz, huh?
I don't think this is true, because I just did a quick Google search and saw something earlier today. It was saying Ruiz stands to roughly make around $7 million.
Woo, 7?
I'm not sure
7
how it
million?
some sport. It was a sporting news article. I'm not sure how valid. I'm not how valid it is. I'm
I do
just.
see that. It was from the
Yo,
Guardian. I see that too.
Yeah, yeah,
It says
if
the
he,
Guardian reports that Ruiz stands to earn roughly $7 million for his time in the ring with Joshua.
yeah.
yo, that's whoever's playing drums on the pots and pans.
Somebody.
Yo, but
Probably.
$7 million without
Yep.
a belt or
7
anything
million.
like that. Yo, that's like, I mean,
I'd
that's
be.
like life-changing money for like your kids, your grandkids.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, yeah,
Andy
man.
Ruiz getting $7 million to fight Anthony Joshua.
And he didn't even bother to train.
$7
Hey
He
million.
looking
man,
like he found out that he was gonna fight the day before the press conference. Went to Men's Warehouse, copped a suit, and was like, "Yo,
you know what's
Shit.
crazy about this though
I'm
is
with
that
it."
people acting like, well, Andy Ruiz is a good fighter and he has skills and all that. Listen, man,
He does. I mean,
Andy Ruiz is a disappointment. Let's not forget Andy Ruiz was super hyped under Top Rank. I'm not gonna forget the fact that Andy Ruiz kept coming in extremely out of shape and what
Pulling
was
the
going on with
receipts.
him. You know,
Pulling the
I mean, he
receipts.
getting the $7 million now, so he ended up backing into a big time payday. But I guess this is what happens when you rush in, or I'm sorry, when you come in as a late replacement against Anthony Joshua. So, and with that being the case, whoever the next C-level heavyweight that Anthony Joshua may fight, they may get like 10 million. You know,
True.
if Andy Ruiz is getting 7,
I mean, Anthony
that's
Joshua
a lot
out
of
here.
money.
Yeah, his highest was $1 million against Parker. His
Yo,
previous high.
think about like all the dudes that like Kobe, LeBron, Shaq got contracts for that were like trash. Like I don't not trash, but like subpar players. And
Like,
Anthony Joshua is just out here, he's just making the bum heavyweights rich.
True.
yeah,
Seven
he
Yeah.
is.
million. I mean, I wasn't including Charles Martin. I mean, he's not
Right.
a
Right.
heavyweight. But Andy Ruiz, I mean, I'm sure Dylan White got paid like £6 million or something like that.
Let me run something by y'all because I was reading an article and Joshua made a point. He said, well, he's kind of throwing a shot at the Wilder and Ortiz rematch. He was like, well, are y'all gonna give me the same energy and respect if I were to rematch Povetkin? So I just want to throw that quote out there, just try to get the conversation started yet again. I don't think so because that fight wasn't as close as the Ortiz fight, but I just wanted to see how y'all
Exactly.
felt about that too.
It wasn't a close fight. Why would we want to see that again?
it's the same thing, but and also too, I mean, he has a point. I mean, Ortiz and Wilder. I mean, like I said before, if Ortiz had actually looked good post that fight, it probably you'd be able to sell it. But I mean, everyone, like I said, you see Ortiz's last fight, and you're like, and he's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, so here's the difference, though. I mean, Ortiz posed legit problems for Wilder, like serious problems. And he's the closest one to actually like putting Wilder down and like beating him. So,
But
I
he didn't
mean,
put him down. I mean, a bum actually put Wilder down.
yeah, I'm sure.
But
Yeah,
he got
like a
close
long,
to putting him down now.
like a
He
long
definitely
time,
did.
huh?
I said no, he definitely did. He got close to putting Wilder down. He definitely had Wilder in trouble in that 7th round for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, for Joshua to say that, it's like, I mean, come on. I mean, it's actually really funny because some bum on the internet told me that Povetkin versus Joshua was a better fight than Wilder Ortiz, and I was like, what? Like, yeah, I mean, Ortiz got knocked out, right? But it's not like he didn't go down fighting. Like he went all out. And like I said on the last podcast, if there were one or two like tactical changes, like that could have easily swung to Ortiz knocking Wilder down multiple times and possibly stopping him. So I mean, to hear that kind of comparison, it's like, come on, dude, are you serious? But I get it. I
Especially
mean,
when
he's
Well, he's
got a
probably going to be
drum
fighting Dylan White next.
Who is
Right.
Joshua.
again?
He's either
I
going to be
thought
fighting
Fury
Dylan
was
White.
going to.
I
Huh?
thought, yeah, I was gonna say, I thought
Fury
Fury.
said no.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
Joshua,
Fury
Fury-
said he declined it from
Who
what
the
I
fuck?
saw.
Who the fuck is Fury to be saying no to anybody?
I mean,
He-
he got that ESPN money.
He got that ESPN money, and he got all the Wilder haters on his side. And that boosted his profile because of the fact that he got slumped and should have been counted out. People don't use that. They instead say, well, he beat Wilder. And so Fury runs with that, and he boosts his self-esteem. He literally thinks he's the king.
So
I don't understand why.
technically, he does have that
I
lineal.
would say he got the lineal. Well,
Oh,
some
man.
of that.
yo,
But
Yeah, that's like I
The
mean,
lineal-
like I always said before. Either Wilder, I even kept the same energy. I said if Wilder beat Fury, then I will say, hey, Wilder is the man of the division. He failed. I was like, either one of them should be facing Fury to get that off him. Else, Fury's just going to go on ESPN, and now we have him versus Schwartz for the lineal heavyweight title. And Schwartz is someone no one has seen fight. And it's that type of energy right now. So I mean,
it's bad.
as much as you want to say ignore Fury, you can't because of that thing. He never really lost in the ring, even after his crack binges and stuff, and his crazy episodes. He hasn't lost. So I mean, you got to take that off of him.
Fury's got that gypsy energy, and by that I mean he's crazy.
Yeah, him
And-
and Billy Joe Saunders all are both sing.
Oh, yo, so
Yep. No. Yeah, I know where you going at, Smoke.
yeah, all right.
Go
all right,
ahead.
Coach Mal.
No, go ahead.
All right, so speaking of gypsies and Billy Joe Saunders, which we were literally just talking about, Triple G came out, and I guess Billy Joe Saunders was talking some trash, like "come up and fight me," or like "you won't fight me," or "I can whoop your ass," or something. And Triple G came back and said, and now keep in mind, he's about to have a fight with Drake's bodyguard, Steve Rolls, who no one had heard about before 6 weeks ago. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. But Triple G came out and he was like, well, tell Billy Joe to line up. Tell him to get in the line of everyone that wants to talk about fighting me or something of that nature. And it's kind of like,
Yeah, I mean,
like
there's nothing wrong with what he said. Billy Joe Saunders is a PED abuser. Nigga
Hold
ruined
up. No.
ruined the fight that I
So-
need money to go to. I don't give a so Triple G. So I don't give a fuck about what Billy Joe Saunders has to say. Nigga walked to an easy ass belt against a fucking
So-
rated 12.
So the thing I don't
So
I
fuck
don't
Billy Joe Saunders
understand.
and everything he stands for.
so what
Me
I
having
don't
to pay all
get.
goddamn money, and this motherfucker has to go, gets popped for taking a fucking nasal spray. Fuck it.
Here's the
Yeah,
Marlowe.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say. I was just
Yo,
gonna say.
why patch?
Triple G should Triple G should have just told him to stay off the nasal spray. But
Right.
But for real,
He wants to
So-
talk to Saunders, let him talk. I mean, Saunders ain't shit. This motherfucker's like, motherfucker got wobbled by the fucking German he won the belt from anyways. Nigga
so
was
why wouldn't Triple G jump up fucking 4 pounds in weight because he's fighting Drake's bodyguard at 164? I think. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
like I said, I don't give a fuck
shit.
about Saunders.
Hold
Right?
up and
I
just
really don't.
and just beat Billy Joe Saunders and take the belt, and now he can say he's a 2-weight division champion. Like, why would he say get in line? Like, why wouldn't he take that fight?
Because Triple G's the draw and Saunders is not. That's that's pretty much. Who is Billy Joe Saunders? Billy Joe Saunders is a guy who keeps his titles because of fuckery. Billy Joe Saunders. It's the worst thing that
Pat,
any
what are you talking about, bro?
career was lose his belt to Billy Joe fucking Saunders, and now and because of this, it enables Billy Joe Saunders' bad gypsy behavior. That's the reason why. If Triple G told
Yo,
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Fat sounded tweaking.
Yeah, but yo, Mal,
nigga, I paid money for a Billy Joe Saunders fight to get his ass
yeah,
like
okay,
Andre.
yeah,
And instead, this motherfucker took nasal spray and got popped. And now, and I was forced to sit there in a seat that I paid for and watch Andre pretty much go to an easy win and an easy belt over third? He's probably ranked 3 or whatever.
Okay, valid.
Okay, Smoke, your point.
No, so I was just gonna say, like Mal, because you're a Triple G fan, don't you think that him like jumping up and fighting Billy Joe Saunders would like add a lot to his
It would,
resume?
it would,
No.
but you know he want Canelo though. I'm taking the Canelo potential fight over a Billy Joe Saunders fight any day.
But didn't Canelo say, "I don't want to fight you unless you have a belt"?
Man, Canelo ain't gonna. All right, well he gonna see them potential dollars again, and he gonna do that because we know he not fighting Andre. Well, I can't say we know he not because he'll fight anybody.
He's got to stay the fuck away from him.
I can't say that because Canelo get in the ring with you, so I can't even act like he shook of anybody. I ain't even gonna act like that.
Don't.
154. He's not gonna fight Andre. I'm positive.
I mean, if it's down to Andre and Triple G, he definitely gonna fight Triple G.
Oh yeah, no, and then
He
everyone wants to fight Triple G. Everyone, that's pretty much. I mean, it's either that or we can try to get Jamal Charlo to actually try to sign the zone and try to fight him. I mean,
right, which he should have been but that's a different story.
That's a different story. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting take on the situation.
But no. In all honesty, yeah. Personally, I do want him to see him at 168. Because I have to use your word, Smoke. Pause. The little clips that we saw of him, he looks more in shape than I've seen him in a long time. Y'all seen him longer than I have, but since I've been kind of back in the game for over the last 4 or 5 years,
the thing
he does look more in shape.
But then people said that Triple G was on PEDs. Imagine that if that was the case, but other fighters were on PEDs. But no, Triple G wasn't. Triple G was
so the thing that I don't even get, it's like, so one thing that people keep, bashing your rep on is that you're a one division champion that hasn't gone up.
Right.
And so I'm not even like, this isn't even hater smoke, because I legit think Billy Joe Saunders versus Triple G fight at 168 would be a dope fight. And I think that would definitely cement Triple G from being,
I know what you mean. Nah, because you over the years you've been hearing all that. Well, Triple G be dropping cruiserweights and light heavyweights and all that. And so
I just think that going to that second division and winning a title
is more credible than if he never does.
Between
I don't think so. I don't.
Really?
Do you? Why you think it's the quality of opponent? Not quality, but
exactly. I think the opponents at 168 aren't there.
Right. And that's no diss to Callum Smith, but I know what you're saying. Just overall,
yeah, I don't think GGG moving up and beating
Caleb Plant,
Andre Guerrero,
right,
rather than fighting Jamal Charlo or Demetrius Andrade, I would be upset about that. Now, if a GGG fan took that, they could be like, well, I mean, he did what you said. He moved up. He won a championship. But it's like,
not to cut you off, News. What you saying basically, if you're going to stay at 160, fight the hitters at 160.
Yeah, it's better competition at 160.
Right. If you're not going to move up, at least enhance your resume while you stay at 160.
That's what I want to see. Yeah.
Right,
I don't want to say, I don't care about Billy Joe Saunders because he's too fat to make 160 anymore.
Right.
Calling out GGG. That's you can't move up and wait and then go back and call out GGG.
Right.
You can't make the weight, so you can't fight him. GGG is a 160 fighter. He's a one division fighter his entire career, like Marvin Hagler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but weren't they in deep talks to fight? Well, you know what? Who cares? That's the past, anyways. I don't even want to go.
They were. I mean, the fight was signed if the Canelo fight was, because this is when Triple G was telling Oscar what time it was, and he wanted that money, and he got it. So Oscar.
I mean,
I think GGG might fight Canelo at 168, if anything.
Exactly.
See, that would be a much better fight. And going to so here is, I have a difference of opinion. I think that changing your weight class at the higher weights, and by that I mean above 122, it does make a difference. Because if you, for example, and again, this isn't hate or smoke, it's just me being real. If you stay at 160 your entire career and you've had like, XYZ amount of fights and you never attempt 168,
So then what do you think about Terrence Crawford then?
you know what I think about Terrence Crawford?
Because that just blows your whole argument out of the water.
Well, so, I mean, here's the thing. Triple G actually did fight Danny Jacobs, and Triple G did fight Canelo twice. So, I mean, there's a difference there. But when
No. You said going up in weight would enhance your resume.
Yeah, for sure. It would. It would. You go up.
But Terrence Crawford did that too. Terrence Crawford was at 135. He got his belt. Then he unified 140, which no one other than me respects. And then he got up and went to 147.
But here's the thing. I mean, if you go up,
there's no difference.
No, if you go up and you fight trash, it doesn't really make that big of a difference.
But then we just had news saying, like, I mean, because your opinion is you think 168 has opponents there. News says
no. I said Billy Joe.
Wait a minute, y'all. I just realized something. Triple G fight next week. Why are we giving him this energy this week?
Because I said Billy Joe Saunders.
Good point.
You're my rant.
Ooh, go ahead, P.
Nothing. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say.
Well, you know what? That's fine, bro. Let me go ahead. I was gonna ask P something. Go ahead.
Much respect to Triple G and any boxer that gets in the ring. What might come across as hate is just constructive criticism.
It's a challenge.
What was you gonna say, Mo?
I was gonna ask you something because we've talked about this topic a few times over the last, since we started doing the Fade Hour, and that says after a few hours after a few fights we give our assessment on the 4 up and comers that we picked, which is Lopez, Stevenson, Haney, and Garcia. And this year they've both been out there. All of them have had a myriad. Yeah, they all had a myriad of fights. So I just want to go ahead and double back to that and get your opinion and actually ranking them for, and how you see best, worst, and just kind of give your assessment from the last time you saw them, or we really talked about them towards the end of last year.
I think my rankings are still I still have Shakur at the top of the 4 of them. And then, going back and forth between Teofimo and Devin Haney. Speaking of, a little birdie told me that Haney is now put in position to be the mandatory for the winner of Lomachenko versus Campbell. Yeah. But I wonder why, because Teofimo was up in that spot. I wonder what
they right behind each other in a certain ranking too.
I mean, Haney said that Teofimo is going in a different direction. I'm like,
Bob pulled him out of there. He didn't want him doing the tournament. That's the reason why.
So God damn it, Bob.
Bob kind of monopolized top rank.
I mean, that sparring session that they talked about Devin Haney said he won. Teofimo Lopez said he won. Maybe that sparring session left an impression on both sides.
On somebody, right? On somebody.
Somebody got out the way so they didn't fight the professional in their next fight.
Somebody bluffing on who won that.
We could have seen it.
But I'm like, what direction is Bob Arum taking Teofimo? Probably the WBO, but
no. Either that or Kami's belt.
So
either way, he didn't want him in the way of Devin Haney, or he didn't want him in the way of Loma.
Yo, straight up.
Probably didn't want him in the way of Loma. That probably has more to do with Loma than Haney.
Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Does that mean that after Lomachenko makes a highlight reel out of Luke Campbell, that we can get Lomachenko versus Devin Haney?
Yes.
Oh, would I tell Devin to take it?
Woo.
Yeah, I would.
Ooh.
I mean,
That
I'd tell him to
has.
take it.
We've seen the zone and
That's
Josh
a.
work together. I mean, we'll probably go to a bid if that's the case.
I'd tell Devin to take it if offered.
You
Woo.
take that fight 100,000% of the time.
You got to
Devin
jump off the
Haney
porch
is
at some
one of the.
point.
Hold up.
yep.
Man, that's not jumping off the porch.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
jumping
say.
right
Yo.
to the deep water.
That's like
Yo.
Right.
jumping
That's
off.
Lomachenko.
That's like jumping off the diving boards, the big ass diving boards, into a pool of sharks.
No.
Hey.
Floyd didn't even do
So,
that.
if
Floyd didn't
Hey.
even do
you
that. Gennaro Hernandez was a good fighter, but he was no Vasil Lomachenko.
if you look at Haney's development over his last few fights, you 100,000% take that
You got to
fight.
take it.
Yeah, you take it for sure.
100,000% take it just because you have those boxing skills that are transcendent of pretty much everyone else in your weight class. We're talking about the top 1%, right?
Coming off that KO too.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And so Devin Haney is evolving every single fight. And Lomachenko is a fucking great boxer, but he is not without flaws. And Devin Haney has
Please,
hold up.
I was gonna say, please don't say that he's on the decline.
No, God no.
No, he's not.
He just has
Oh, okay.
It's not his division. It's not his prime
he
division.
has flaws
That's
that
clear.
are related to staying in the amateurs for a long time. So anyway, my whole entire point is that Devin Haney, you take that fight 100 times out of 100, and you have a chance to steal some rounds, maybe like just by luck. Like you had a great ass fucking camp and you steal a fight. All that being said, I have Devin Haney 1, Teofimo Lopez 2, Shakur Stevenson 3, and Ryan Garcia is the other guy.
Garcia.
Who? Yeah.
No number.
We don't.
Dash.
I have my list. Shakur Stevenson number 1. Devin Haney. Well, I actually have Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney tied as number 1, but I have
Break
Shakur
it.
Stevenson over Devin Haney.
Break.
And then I have Teofimo Lopez at number 3 with Ryan Garcia at number 4.
Ryan Garcia is so distant. It's such a distant 4 that it's not even close. It's like if I were to compare the 4 types of orange sodas, it'd be like Sunkist, Crush, Fanta, and then all the way at the end is fucking Minute Maid orange soda. Ryan Garcia is Minute Maid orange soda. He shouldn't even be in the discussion.
So
From what we've seen, could you make any case for Teofimo being number 1?
oh, definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah, of course.
Because-
Would I? No, but I mean, couldn't be mad at anybody that does.
You wouldn't
Put it
argue
number
somebody
1.
who would.
Yo,
Gotcha.
if someone told me that Teofimo Lopez was fighting his next fight for a belt, I would not be surprised at all. And then
Well, actually, sorry.
if they told me that he won, I would not be surprised at all. If they told me that he lost, I would be a little bit surprised. Teofimo Lopez has, and I don't know the right way to say it, but he has that what's it called? That it factor when it comes to boxing. Like, yeah, he hasn't fought dudes that are like crazy off the chart skilled, but everyone that he has fought, he's decimated. Like, absolutely destroyed. So I definitely think he has the ability to beat all the people that are at 135. Yeah, that includes Loma. Do I think he beats him straight up? No, but it's like 80-20, and he has a chance. Lopez, I think, has the most potential out of all of them, if that makes any sense, because Devin Haney has insane potential as well.
You think Lopez could have the highest peak out of all of them?
Yes, because the thing that he has a lot of power and pressure, and he has creative boxing skills. And
he hasn't. I haven't seen him making an adjustment yet. I mean, he
he hasn't had to.
offense right now. I mean, and spectacular offense, but I haven't seen. I haven't seen I haven't seen him make any real adjustments yet because he's just basically just been bowling over his opponents. So he's still a question mark in that aspect.
I'm just saying that the potential there is, I think, his potential is extremely high, and I think his realization of it is higher than anyone else on the list. I think Shakur Stevenson has the highest potential, but I don't think he'll actualize all of it.
I still think Shakur is the top guy. It should be the one with the most potential and the most. And I don't know. Like, to me, like, if I would go back to the orange sodas, to me, Shakur is the definite sun-kissed in the equation, the definite top one. So, and then the other ones are going to jockey for position. I could see why you would think that Teofimo has the highest potential, but I don't really agree with that. To me, it's almost like if I were to compare this to baseball, Teofimo would be the hitter that has the most power, that can hit like for 50 home runs, but might strike out a bit, doesn't have as much pace. Like, Shakur is a 5-tool. It's like if he was a baseball player, he'd be a 5-tool hitter, which means he could hit everything: hit for power, hit for average, speed, steal bases. Like, he's the complete package. So exactly. I can't put Teofimo over there. And then Teofimo and Haney are going to be the ones that I'm going to have to like decide who I like more of the two, because they're both jockeying for position. So one day I might say Haney, the other day I might say Teofimo. So I think Haney. I was just going to say one last thing. I think the thing is that of the three, I think that Teofimo actually has the highest bust potential. To say
I see what you're saying.
I was just gonna say that I think Shakur Stevenson has the highest potential, but I don't think he will reach it. I think he'll get to about 85% of it, whereas I think Teofimo Lopez will get to about 96 or 97% of his potential.
Think so?
Unless
go ahead.
He gets rushed into, unless these fights that I'm confident that he can hold his ground in, he gets absolutely destroyed in, which is always a possibility.
But see, the thing is that with even if Shakur never reaches his full potential, even 85% of Shakur Stevenson is still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Of those three, and it's weird because usually it's hard to find them, but he actually, of the three that you mentioned, he has the highest ceiling to me and the highest floor, which means that when when they say that in the draft in baseball and football, in basketball and football, when a player has a high floor, that there's not the chance. You're never going to see them bottom out where they get bounced out of the league because they're that bad. Shakur will never be that bad. So even his floor isn't as low. Like if Teofimo, as much as I like Teofimo, his floor is the lowest. Like he can be either a superstar or he can bottom out and be out of boxing, like D-League status. But I mean, I'm being of those three. He is the biggest boomer bust of them. I think Haney doesn't have as high of a ceiling as the other two, but I think his floor is higher than Teofimo. I don't think that Haney will, completely bust. I think there's still room for him, regardless of whether he's not the top guy. Teofimo has to be. He is the boomer bust in this equation.
What you want to say, News?
No, I don't know. I think Shakur Stevenson could beat Teofimo Lopez too. I don't know. Shakur Stevenson's boxing skills are too high, in my opinion, for a lot of them guys down there. I actually think Shakur Stevenson is going to end up winning the championship at featherweight, at junior featherweight, at lightweight, and at junior welterweight. I don't think Teofimo Lopez can beat Devin Haney. I don't think that I think he knows that he can't beat Devin Haney. I think his team knows that, which is why they moved him out the way. Why would you move about somebody out the way against a Devin Haney, knowing that would be a big fight if you can win that fight, if you're really that dude? And the excuse can't be that it's too early, because if you really
That's
are
good.
that next dude, you would get him up out of there to get
Right.
your name even hotter. You're trying to be a pay-per-view star, is how he's
Dude,
talking. He
And that's
wants to
gonna
fight
take a
Loma.
while. And that's
He
gonna
wants
take
to fight Loma, so you should be able to fight Devin Haney now.
wait,
right.
what happened between them?
It ain't happening.
They well, they had a like, I was watching a video where they were arguing back and forth about what happened in their sparring session, and Devin Haney said he gave him that word, and Teofimo Lopez said he didn't. He said that he did, and so they were arguing back and forth about it. But even then, I felt that just like the body language favored Devin Haney when they were talking about it. Teofimo Lopez, he was quiet. He didn't say nothing. You know, he's a loudmouth. He always running his mouth. Devin Haney was right there in his face saying that he beat him up in the sparring session. Teofimo Lopez really didn't say much at all.
So he probably did get beat up.
Right. And then he moving out of the way now when you can fight Devin Haney to get that rub. If you really beat him and you're really better than him, you would have beat Devin Haney, because Devin Haney's a huge name to have in your resume right now.
What do you mean by moving out of the way?
He's going to fight for. They moved him out of the number one spot. Devin Haney could have had to fight Teofimo Lopez,
But instead,
they moved Devin. They moved Teofimo Lopez out the way, kind of like how they moved Jose Ramirez out of Regis' way.
That's interesting.
Pat, you got anything on this? Are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, to me right now, Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Stevenson, they're all tied to me right now in terms of, like, they haven't done it to really separate each other. Garcia is the clear, like, because he's already struggled in his two fights that were step ups. One of them he lost. So he still has a long way to go, in order to develop to get to the other fluids level. I mean, like I said, Stevenson. I mean, the only thing with Stevenson with him is his skills are good, but his power is it's very on and off. I mean, I don't know if
he's young, right? He got that young man strength right now.
I don't know when. I mean, he's shown flashes of it, but I just don't. I mean, I've seen him personally knock someone cold, but I just don't know if it's gonna be like if it's gonna really improve yet. Because I'm starting to doubt that. I mean, it's decent, but it's not explosive like Lopez or even Haney. I mean, that one was just like fucking ridiculous.
Brutal.
And then Lopez is just nothing but explosive power, But like I said, I mean, I do think Stevenson does have the higher ceiling, just based off the fact that I mean, the fight with Diaz showed me that he does have something. I mean, he does have something upstairs. I mean, the dude can box, and I haven't seen that from Lopez or Haney. I can't say I haven't seen it from Haney. I've seen it from Haney. I just haven't seen it from Lopez. And that's why I agree with things. Lopez might, have the highest bust potential, because like I said, all he needs is just to have someone that can actually match him power for power, and then we're going to really see what he's all about.
I mean, but I hear. I was to say, I hear. We keep bringing this up with Shakur's lack of power. He don't need it. It's cool. When you got the skills like that, that's fine. The power is an extra. For his skill set and what he brings to the table, if he's dominating people, if he's outboxing people, if he's out, giving people the work, I don't care about the power. You know what I'm saying?
He might eventually develop into a TKO where he's systematically breaking down.
Yeah, listen. Not everybody needs to have power. Ichiro Suzuki didn't need to have power because he could just hit to 300 and hit 262 hits. When you can do that, when you can get on base and get runs, you don't need power. It's cool. Power is just the extra.
Right, Shakur Stevenson, that dude. But what about a fifth guy that we never mentioned? But the fifth guy, that whole thing, is another guy who said that he gave Teofimo Lopez that work before in sparring.
Well, damn.
Who's
and that's
that?
Carlos Balderas.
Yeah.
I was just looking at her because I was about to say that smoke.
So-
Smoke, isn't that your man?
Yeah. So let me.
And he's
I'll
also
talk
at
about that.
lightweight.
Yep.
So we did the first. When we first did this, it was like shit. Like just after Labor Day last year, I think, because I was in fucking Kansas. Like I remember that vividly, and I was geeked off seeing Balderas beat the shit out of some dude at the Mikey Garcia Robert Easter undercard, and like since then, I don't know, he just hasn't been impressive. Or let me rephrase that. He may have been impressive, but
We don't know.
no one has, whatever it is, they haven't put him on TV, and that says something. I mean, to a degree. So I got no update on Carlos Balderas. He should be, he should be right there because his skills are there, his power's there, all of that. But I don't know.
Mm.
Leon
Well-
would be a good source
Well,
on that.
He's about to say
you know
something,
what's
P.
Yeah, give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. I was going to say also, I mean, maybe it's a little bit too early, but maybe we have another challenger that's arriving. A certain Cuban fighter that just signed with Top Rank, Mr. Ruiz Ramirez is his name, I believe. The guy who beat Shakur in the amateurs, highly decorated Cuban amateur.
Yeah.
Might be a new
My thing with him is, I mean, he's already showing signs that he's actually losing his discipline. I mean, like I said, if you actually go on his social media, dude is one of them people that like to party. And you know how I've always said about people when it comes to this country, some of them just lose their discipline and lose their mind. And that kid is giving me that type of feeling. You know.
So what? He wants to fuck bitches in his spare time. Let him. Like, big deal. I don't know. I just don't see the big deal.
That doesn't sound disciplined.
Let me say this real quick, y'all, because we had switched real quick. I just seen the video. I was watching it in the background of Carlos Balderas giving Teofimo Lopez that work and sparring,
Ooh.
even dropping him.
Really?
I just seen it. So it makes me wonder. Like, I mean, I know what guys that run their mouth do. You know, they get you pumped up, the promo game going, the marketing. But if you really getting hands put on you in sparring, then just because you talk loud and can do backflips, I don't know. I can't just put you over guys. I can't put you over guys who have this skill because I'm not seeing that skill out of Lopez. So I just wanted to say that I just seen that video. I'm gonna post it for y'all in the group thread so y'all can see it.
I hear the disappointment in your voice, News.
Oh no,
I said I hear
that's the lemon haze in my voice.
I don't think News was up on Teofimo Lopez. I mean, I don't think he was standing that dude anyways.
Nah. Yo, I'm not, like, I'm a bigger fan of Balderas than I am Lopez. I just think Lopez is pretty damn good. So I'm interested to see the sparring footage.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. How old was that Teofimo Balderas sparring session? Because I think maybe he was
in November 2016.
Probably right around the Olympics.
That was like he was like 17, 18 at the, or I don't know, how old was he?
Only like 19, 20 now.
I say,
They like that 28.
I'm about to say he be bumping his gums about everything else.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you still running your mouth saying you can beat me after I already gave you hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, like,
Teofimo is 21 right now, so yeah,
right.
like,
so you just think you got better? You don't think I got better? I already put my hands on you once. So that's why I don't understand when fighters do that, because if the footage come out and it's opposite, it make me start think like you one of them guys is just about the promo. So, I mean, I did like the Mason Menard knockout, of course, and the Diego.
Brutal.
I mean, like I'm saying, if that was 2-3 years ago, I mean, maybe he's improved since. That's a long time, especially when it comes to skills in boxing when you're a young fighter. In 2 years, there's gonna be a drastic change. You know, sometimes if you've like leveled up. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right,
So
I agree. I mean, I
maybe
agree.
that,
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
can,
But Balderas was better than him then.
because maybe that was Teofimo. That maybe back then he was like Frieza in his first form, and now he's at Frieza in his third form. You know what I'm saying? So come on. But
That's why we got to see the fights, and that's why I don't want them to be moving themselves out the way
Right,
and
right,
is
right.
making the
Taking
fight,
handout.
so you can prove the sparring footage is is incorrect.
Yo, so
I
Carlos Balderas, Teofimo Lopez, throw them hands.
I definitely think that I think that Bob definitely moved it. For what reason, I have no idea. But usually, when it comes like this, Aram is very strategic in his moves when he has something like this. So I don't know what the heck is under his sleeve or what he's hiding Lopez from, or if he's trying something. I don't know. So I have no idea where this is going.
He's doing the Bob Arum top rank thing, and that's just being extremely selective.
Pretty
But
much.
the thing
I
is,
mean,
that doesn't work with Teofimo Lopez.
They
because
sparred at 19 and 20.
ooh,
Okay. All right.
They were
Lopez.
19 and 20.
2 years
Lopez
ago.
was 19.
2 years ago, because he's 21 now. I think he's
But-
gonna be 22.
Right.
What I was gonna say is that Bob's approach doesn't work with Teofimo Lopez because regardless of what happened to him or whatever, he has a lot of confidence in himself, and he tried to get into the ring after Lomachenko fought
Loma, right.
Corolla or whatever. Shout out to Champside for showing us that video. I mean, so that's one of those things that's like intangibles that you can't put down on a scorecard, but excuse me, it shows up when you fight. And regardless if you caught that work like a couple years ago, like every single day that you're in the gym, you can change your game up just a little bit, and the tiniest of wrinkles can turn a former fucking enemy that whooped your ass in sparring into your bitch. Like it's boxing is that specific.
I mean, I feel it, and I definitely understand it, but it's the loser of the sparring session that's talking the trash, not the winner. So, like, the winner won, but he's not talking trash about how he can beat you and anything like that. You talking trash about how you can beat him.
that's
I mean,
That's what makes it a
doesn't
little
surprise.
different.
That doesn't surprise me though,
Lopez
because
from?
he's from Brooklyn.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But I mean, which makes sense. Listen, like he's just one of those dudes. We all know them type of niggas that they talk shit regardless. Them
Right,
niggas
yeah.
that they'll tell you like we all know them niggas. It's like I'm gonna talk my shit whether I win, whether I lose. Like they pride like it's almost like I know niggas like that where they pride themselves
Cam
on that.
Coldheart.
Oh, you like
Right.
you only talk. They be like because they be like oh I like for me like I just dealt with this like in my fantasy league. I got a nigga in there that's always talking shit even when he loses, and he's like, see, that's the difference between you and me. You only talk shit when you're up. I'm talking shit whether I'm up or down. I'm like, well, if you lose it, then you shouldn't be talking shit. Like,
yo, and cats from Brooklyn, hard to admit that they took a L. And much respect to all my people from New York City.
well, no, I mean, New Yorkers in general don't like taking L's, and they don't, when we admit taking L's, we like to like, oh, but I only took an L because this and this happened. I was gonna do this and this, but
the Prodigy.
Yes, like God rest his soul, rest in peace, Prodigy. Oh, I had a gun, I was gonna shoot him, but the toaster went off, and I had to go fix it.
Right.
Yo, I was gonna go fight that dude, but you know, my shoe came untied, and then the bus came in front of us, and then Spider-Man came and picked me up, and then shit
The
got
Spider-Man
crazy.
came and picked me up.
Yo,
Exactly.
you read comic books? It's got more. Yo, I can't even say it. Much respect.
Yeah, let it be, man.
God bless the day.
Pour
Never,
one out.
no doubt, man. But shoot, man, I think that should be a good stopping point. I know we normally
Yeah.
jumped around a bit, but that was a topic. Again, we're gonna come back to it towards the end of the year after they all hopefully have a few more fights under their belt, or knowing how cynical boxing is, maybe only one more fight for this year. Who knows? But yeah, let me go ahead and swing it around the room, man, and news or wrap it up and take this episode out of here.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Smoke, and all I want to say is that stay true to boxing, stay true to yourself, and pay it forward. Remember that a kind word does more than anything else that you can give to someone. So stay positive. And it's your boy Smoke. Have a wonderful evening. Holla.
What up, y'all? It's Pat Scorpion, the New England representative. And one thing I gotta say is I'm probably gonna go get myself another drink after this, because I just realized I got worked up, and combined with what I experienced at work today, I'm gonna need another drink to calm my nerves. So yeah, I mean, you guys know how to find me, you know what I'm saying? Because Pat Scorpio is, he's omnipotent, he's everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Just keep loving Pat Scorpio, because Pat Scorpio keeps loving y'all. So yeah, love, peace, and soul.
What up, y'all? This is your boy P. And all I got to say right now is I want some fucking ice cream, man. I'm like fucking hungry I'm craving for ice cream. That's all I've been thinking about while we've been doing this whole cast. Like, I need some damn ice cream. But
He's pregnant again.
yeah. But anyways, you already know where you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Bodega Boxing. Peace and love to everybody, and let's go watch the finals.
News.
Yeah, y'all, this your boy News representing Ringside Rave all day. Y'all know what it is with me, man. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in for episode 55 of the Fade Hour. I'd like to thank the fellas for stepping through, having a drink with me, having a smoke with me. And like P said, let's get to this finals, man. I haven't even turned it on because I wanted to be surprised whatever the score is, so I'm going to get right to it right now. So with that being said, we out.
Yeah.
One.
One.